Hey, I'm JR, training manager here at Crutchfield, and this is the Cell Alpha by Syng. It is a wireless home speaker like no other. I mean, just look at it. It looks like nothing you've ever seen before. It's got a pretty cool design, and that's because it was designed by a guy named Chris Stringer. You may be familiar with some of his previous hits, the iPhone, Apple Watches, many other Apple products. He was with Apple for many years. He is now the head of Syng, and he is responsible for this really interesting looking speaker. So clearly it's quite the conversation starter, and it, in addition to looking pretty cool, it will indeed fill your room with sound. We have played a bunch of music on it in our training room here. I have gotten to hear it, and it's pretty incredible what all it will do. Let's talk about how it does it. First off, they're using something called Triphonic audio, and that's what's going on in this center ring right here. There are 3 arrays of speakers, and they are horn-loaded mid-range and tweeter drivers. So there's a 3-inch mid-range and a 3/4-inch silk dome tweeter in 3 different locations around the center ring. Those 3 separate arrays work together to fill an entire room with sound. So there's really no stereo imaging, there's no left and right or front and back. Its job is to put sound out in all directions, and most importantly, the direction you really need it for where you are listening to it in your room. More on how to control that in a little bit. Now let's talk about how the Cell Alpha gets you all of that bass. There are 2 carbon fiber flat subwoofers, one on the top, one on the bottom. You'll see that the stand goes right through the middle of the one on the bottom. There are multiple surrounds on that speaker to allow it to move around the stand. It's kind of ingenious, and it looks pretty cool. Those 2 subwoofers are mounted in a way they call force balanced, meaning their movements in and out are controlled by a DSP and are in exact opposition to each other. So when each woofer is moving out, they are both moving out at the same time, and they're both moving in at the same time. So that allows these subwoofers to work together to make bass without causing a lot of resonance in the cabinet itself. So those 2 force-balanced woofers and the 3 horn-loaded arrays all are really kind of mounted into the center of this sphere. So it creates a single point source for all of the sound, which really allows it to be super controlled by individual Class D amplifiers for each speaker to get you all the sound in the way that totally fills your room. So now let's talk about how it fills your room with sound and how you can control where it sounds the best in your room. Also on this center ring are 3 beam-forming microphones. They are there to listen to your room. You'll want to start by downloading the Syng app to your phone and running something they call sound check. It will play some sounds on the speaker and listen to it with the microphones and totally calibrate it for your room, where you put it in your room. It will account for things like how close it is to the wall, how much in the center of the room, how those sounds bounce around your room. The Syng app is really handy for deciding which music you're going to play on which speaker and in which room. And you can choose AirPlay 2, Spotify Connect, the music coming in on the USB-C connection, and it's a very cool sort of graphic interface for sort of dragging and dropping your music source into the speakers in your living room or your bedroom or your kitchen, wherever you have your Syng Cell Alphas. The Syng app is at the moment compatible with iPhones with running iOS 13 and up, and pretty soon it will also be compatible with Android phones. You can also plug in a USB memory drive into a USB-C input right there at the bottom of the speaker. And coming soon, there is an optional cable called a Syng Link cable that will give you an HDMI connection with enhanced audio return channel, so this can become your room-filling TV speaker. That Syng app actually can control more than just one Cell Alpha speaker. You could put 1, 2, or 3 all in one room, and they can work together once the room has been calibrated for all 3 of them, so that you can really fill that even larger room with more sound and get even more pinpoint accuracy on that sweet spot. You can use up to 4 alphas in one home system, where you have maybe a couple in one room or a couple in another room, all controlled by the Syng app. The Cell Alpha is available two different ways, either with a tabletop stand that's about 6.5 inches tall, or with a floor stand, which is what we've got here. That floor stand is adjustable from about 23 inches tall to about 37 inches tall. So you can either put it on an existing piece of furniture with the tabletop stand, or put it on your floor and get it adjusted to just the right height for your room. So this is the Cell Alpha from Syng. If you have any questions on this or anything else, get in touch with us here at Crutchfield. Go to crutchfield.com/contact to talk live with one of our advisors, either over the phone or you can chat with them online. You can also post your questions and comments here on this YouTube video. We do look at those and we will respond. Also, please like, subscribe, and turn those notifications on. Thank you for watching.